Hi, Stevie BBs. Casey Jones here. Oh no, wrong accent. The American, shouldn't it? How do I do that? Casey Jones here. Choo-choo. I've done that joke before. I shan't do it again. It's just my train driver's hat. Or maybe it's my Rummel cap. I don't really know. Anyway. So yesterday, my middle son, Sam, was shopping at, well, whatever shop it was, I don't know. His car was in the car park, and he heard the tannoy saying, "Can the owner of registration plate, blah, 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 come outside?" He went outside, and somebody had hit him in the front of his car with such force it pushed it backwards into the car behind him. So, front end's crumpled a bit, back end's crumpled a bit, and somebody shouted next door, so. But he managed to drive home, stopped by the police because he did 30 miles an hour, and apparently they say you should do nearly 60. It's a 60-mile-an-hour road. Going 30 is dangerous, which goes against the training I had after I went too fast. My speed awareness training said to me, just because it says 40 miles an hour on the road doesn't mean you do 40 miles an hour. It means you can do more than 40 miles an hour. You can do 10 miles an hour if you want. So that copper was obviously wrong. Or my training was wrong. Who do you trust? Nobody. So I've been down and looked at it, got the bonnet open. And the radiator's okay, that's at the front. It just seems like cosmetic damage to me. But I mean, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know. But so anyway, I sent photos to the insurance company, and it turns out the guy who hit him is a secretary for any solicitors, and the girl who got his car pushed into her is a solicitor. I said, "Oh my God, you're screwed." But apparently she was very good and said, "If you've got any problems, come to me and we'll sort it, because it clearly wasn't your fault." And his insurance company said, "Well, it clearly wasn't your fault, so fine, we'll carry on." But I don't know. This bloke vanished and he's just left his wife there, apparently. And the wife said, "Yeah, I'm sorry about this. We can't stay long because we're going to church." What the If I'd have been my son, I'd have said, "I'm sorry, do they only have one service in this church today? And will you miss it? Because what you've just done is not very clever, and you're just going to bugger off." I'd have took photographs of the bloke as well, I would. Anyway, churchgoers for you. Put themselves first, unlike their teaching. That's why I get a little bit annoyed with bloody churchgoers. Hypocritical. Anyway, let's not go down that road. Let's go down the road of what's to painting today, Stevie. Well, it's from the end section. It's the companion piece to yesterday's. It's a form of abstraction. Can we see it? Well, let's peek it out. As you can see, it's as big as the other one, 90 centimeters by 90 centimeters. It's very formal. I did this one before the other one yesterday, and this was a university canvas. But I think I put it down from a bigger one because the back of it is not the same as the usual. You've got that corner piece, which is the university, but at the bottom you can see there's no corner piece, but there is a piece across there to keep it stable. So yeah, I obviously already recycled this, not just the canvas but also the frame. And I haven't written any details on the back apart from on the canvas itself, which can be cut off, because I'm still not sure about it. There are aspects of it I like. There are aspects of it I really don't like. All the drippiness. It was kind of stained glass window-ish. But look at all the drips. I don't know. Some people say, oh, it adds to it. Maybe it does, I don't know. It's called Perfect Imperfection. Yesterday's, I think, it was called Imperfect Perfection. This is called Perfect Imperfection. I suppose fits the fact of the bits that I don't really like. However, having said that, it's another prime candidate for being cut down to a more manageable size and becoming something else. I could just turn it over and paint on the other side of the canvas. I don't know. I might keep some of these things. Maybe they'll show through on some of the painting that I do on it. Or maybe I'll just keep it. I do like the colours. I do hate it when people say, "We like the colours." See, even formal abstraction, you really have to think about it. I mean, abstraction rate's emotionally driven. You're still thinking and feeling about where you're putting the marks, where you're putting colours, and brush strokes, and stuff like that, spray, maybe stencils, whatever. You're still thinking about it. It's not just these people who just go splat, 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 and they think they've done an abstract. They need to think again because they haven't. They've made a mess. And I have to think very carefully about where I place the colours in this. And you'll notice there's only the one red square. No, sorry. Two bright red squares and one red square that's slightly toned down. You can see them. There we are. But I have to think about it. I think too much red would have spoilt it. And it's just enough. Ordinarily, people might put the red in the middle because that was the classical thing to do. Put a red dot, tiny little red dot right in the middle, so that your eyes unknowingly go to the red dot and then you feed all around it. I don't know how true that is. But it just lifted it from the doom and gloom of the Wimbledon tennis court colours, purple and green, with some darker blues. Anyway, so that's prime candidate for recycling. I don't know. I need people to advise me. What do you think, people? What do you think? Should it go or should it stay? I don't know. Really don't know. So what I really don't like about it is it is formal, and I like the formality of it. And even though the edges aren't as clean as my inner being wants them to be, and they never will be, it's things like this drip. People love drips, and in the right context, I love drips. But they got to be put there for a reason, and this I think happened accidentally, and I decided to just leave it. But now it kind of annoys me because everything else is very formal. The shapes are definite, the geometric, the rectangular. Whereas those drips, there's a couple down in the other corner as well, which, okay, you could say because it's in corners, it balances it. I just think it takes away from the formality of it. Maybe I'll just go on the bright orange at the top there. You see it there? That kind of balances with the red at the bottom. you do have to think about these things. Abstracts are not just thrown together. They're thinking about. You see videos on YouTube of abstract artists, and they change that, do this, they change that, and then you think, oh, why did they do that? That was beautiful, and now they've ruined it. And then they bring something out of it again, and it becomes good again. They're thinking all the time. And so maybe I'll keep it and just repaint the rectangles that I don't like. Yeah, I'll have to have a think about that. Studio's looking a whole lot tighter. You can't really tell from there, but it is. Put that out of the way. I have floor space. Look at that, floor space. The problem is, of course, the drawers and everything get in the way of the paintings, the storage. Got to get that cleat wall done. And then all the things that are in those drawers can go on the cleats. And hopefully that will still give me room to paint on that wall easel, and I'll have access to that, because I'm thinking of putting doors on that with cleats on, so I've got more painting space. Just need to move those bigger paintings somehow because they stick out. I am seriously considering, because I do like the digital art I've done on my little phone, I'm seriously considering investing in some computer technology that will allow me to make computer art. That means having a decent printer as well. But then I'd have all this space. I wouldn't need the racks. Get rid of the paintings, give them away or whatever. And I could just sit here doodling away at art, printing it off, or selling it as a download, because that seems to be the way of the world. The trouble is you don't get texture with these things. They're just completely flat because they're printed. And a lot of people like texture in their arts, and I do as well. Well, there you go. That's another story. So the wife is still in bed. It's 12:40 on Sunday, the 26th of July. She's really not very well, in a great deal of pain. Tablets are not helping. I'm really going to think about getting out some of that cannabis oil stuff. And turmeric. Apparently turmeric is very good for arthritis, because what's happening at the minute, fibromyalgia has flared up, and also the arthritis has flared up. So the two of them are combining agony. And now the carpal tunnel seems to be coming back as well, unless that's a symptom of arthritis. We don't really know. But now she's staggering about, she can't move. She's got a carpal tunnel thingy on it, keep her wrist straight. She has trouble getting up, getting down. Poor old soap. She's only 61. So I think we didn't keep her mother's stair lift, for one reason being it's too short for our stairs. We have an extra step on our stairs. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because we're a semi and the ground is on a bit of a slope. So our house, the bottom of our house is lower than the house that's joined onto us, even though our roofs are the same. So that means we've got an extra step to get up to bedroom level. And the stair lift at the mother-in-law's just came right to the top of the stairs, which means you're not going to get off the chair safely. You need to come above it. Never looks nice, that. Just, what can you do? You know. I was thinking maybe a lift. Lose a small bedroom, use that as like a lift room. Because there's only the two of us. You put a lift in there, so when it comes down to ground level, the small bedroom becomes the floor. And then when it goes up, the floor goes up with it, and you get in and out. That might be a better thing, but it might cost so much more. I don't know. Need to look into it. So anyway, that'll be more time spent searching the internet, seeking these information things out. And well, that's about it. The sun's coming out. It's Sunday. Have a good day, everybody. Remember to love all hurting on and walk in soft shoes. See you, babies.